Let's talk about stimulus checks for the month of March 2023 on a federal level for everybody in the nation and on state levels. As take a look at this, just coming out today. I let you know a little bit about this yesterday. Stimulus update. President Biden calls for these stimulus payments to start again. Also, American states getting stimulus checks in March include Idaho, South Carolina, Illinois, and in addition to that, Governor Healey's $750 million tax relief package seen as stimulus for Massachusetts' economy. As we're hearing, there's still more money rolling out for states, and we're starting to see some of the previous federal level stimulus provisions coming back. I'm going to get you all the details. Now, this came out in the proposal yesterday that was announced by the president, but take a look at this. I'll let you guys know. McCarthy shreds Biden's budget proposal completely unserious. President Biden's budget calls for $2 trillion in new taxes on the wealthy and a 25% minimum tax on billionaires. And I went through the entire list yesterday with you. And if you missed it, check it out. There were some pretty extensive taxes that were proposed, and they called to bring back some of the federal stimulus provisions in that budget proposal. And they said they want to make them permanent. Now, in addition to that, I've let you know Social Security, they're trying to make good on that promise as well. Now, stick around to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you some more information about those $2,400 Social Security increases that are being proposed by Bernie Sanders. But let's get you caught up on the latest, dive into these articles. Before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button, just takes a second, helps out the channel a ton. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? All you got to do is very quickly hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll let you know everything happening and what's available for you and your family so you know what's going on. But with that being said, let's take a look at these stimulus provisions happening right now in the month of March and what we can anticipate moving forward. All right, so first let's start off with some state updates, and then we'll take a look at the federal provisions and what's going on, what we can expect to see. So link in the description below to this article. I always cite the sources, put them on the screen, read right from them so you can see it's the latest, that American states are going to be getting stimulus checks in March, and that includes Idaho, South Carolina, and Illinois. Now, this article says many American states are not only getting stimulus checks in March, but some are even eligible for checks of up to $1,000. But various eligibility criteria come into play for claiming such payments. Hence, it is advisable to go through the guidelines well. Now, some state eligibilities. Now, in the case of Illinois, New Lenox, with the launch of the Property Tax Refund Program on March 6th, they provide residents with a rebate. It will be targeted at people who live in single-family houses, townhomes, apartments, or condominiums, and it will typically be about $350, so that is in Illinois. There will be $5,450 refund checks available in Maine to roughly 880,000 residents, and those who qualify must have filed a Maine income tax return as a full-time resident for the 2021 tax year, and if they are single taxpayers, they must earn less than $150,000 annually. Idaho gives a maximum refund of $300 for single filers, $600 for joint filers who filed their most recent income tax forms by March 31st. They will have distributed roughly 800,000 checks. Now, those who work on the front lines during the pandemic, they're going to be getting a $1,000 cash bonus from Connecticut. Approximately 35,000 checks will be mailed over the next 6 weeks. Now, for individuals who submitted their taxes by February 15th, South Carolina will pay them a reimbursement of up to $800. Thus, the stimulus package ranged from $350 to a whopping $1,000 based on the regions and certain income receipts for taxpayers. So this is taking place this month right now, and some of these, as you saw, just got enacted like a couple days ago. So I will make sure to keep you guys up to date on that. Now, in addition to that, we're also hearing about budget surplus and more coming. As take a look at this, Governor Healey's $750 million tax relief package seen as stimulus for the Massachusetts economy. It says Governor Maura Healey, nearly $750 million tax relief package anchored by a $600 child and family credit per dependent could soften the blow of the pending recession, a leader of the House Ways and Means Committee said during a hearing Tuesday on the new governor's fiscal 2024 budget proposal. So there is a lot of money that's starting to roll out, and as they decide how to distribute these excess funds, maybe in the form of provisions, stimulus, rebates, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date here on the channel. And as always, if you want the comprehensive list that I've assembled for states, cities, and counties all across the nation, you can find it at www.reliefroadmap.com. Now, on a federal level for everybody in the nation, I've let you guys know that the president has said that he wants to bring back some of the stimulus payments, and one of those is the child tax credits for families. But in addition to that, there is a lot of work going on right now to try to restore Social Security, reform the entire system. I've been keeping you guys up to date on that. That has been in the forefront, but now child tax credits are being mentioned in this budget proposal, as President Joe Biden recently unveiled a proposed new budget calling for $6.8 trillion in new government spending. The budget included many provisions that would directly impact the finances of millions of Americans. One of those provisions would restore the type of stimulus relief that was first offered in the American Rescue Plan Act. That was the COVID-19 relief bill that Biden signed into law in March of 2021, 2 years ago, shortly after taking office. Here's the type of stimulus relief that the president has urged Congress to restart in the budget proposal, and that is the child tax credits. I've let you guys know. Now, we had seen those federal level stimulus checks. A lot of people are saying, what about those? But now he's pushing to get the child tax credits included and to make it permanent. Now, in addition to that, they're trying to get those Social Security increases, and we will see if the other provisions that they had promised will come about as well. Now, however, this was included in his budget proposal, and I let you know, take a look at this. McCarthy shreds Biden's budget proposal, completely unserious. President Biden's budget calls for $2 trillion in new taxes on the wealthy and a 25% minimum tax on billionaires. Now, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, he trashed the president's 2024 budget proposal as completely unserious shortly after it was released by the White House on Thursday, yesterday, cementing it as dead on arrival, as there is no way they're going to take this into consideration, and the taxes, the increases in there are just absolutely incredible. Now, for weeks, the White House has been calling the president's budget a statement of values, reflecting their understanding that Congress will not pass it as written. Instead, presidential budgets are largely symbolic, showing the executive branch's spending priorities and setting the parameters for spending debates in Congress. This year's budget comes as Biden and the House Republicans are in a standoff, each waiting for the other to cave before the summer deadline to raise the debt ceiling passes. Now, Biden is seeking higher taxes to lower the deficit, which McCarthy has flatly rejected. The president's budget calls for $2 trillion in tax hikes on individuals making more than $400,000 to keep Medicare solvent, as well as a 25% minimum tax on billionaires. President Biden just delivered his budget to Congress, and it is completely unserious. He tweeted on Thursday. He proposed trillions in new taxes that you and your family will pay directly for or through higher costs. Mr. President, Washington has spending problems, not a revenue problem. Wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So that is why they're saying, let's not go ahead and just do all of these taxes. We do not have a revenue problem bringing this in. We have a spending problem. We need to stop the excess spending. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, in addition to that, I've let you know that they said that they are not going to make cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Those are off the table. We saw that in the State of the Union address, and they currently have bills to reform Social Security, and one of the most popular ones is to expand Social Security so that way all recipients across the board receive an additional $2,400 a year, or the promise that Biden had made many years ago that those receiving Social Security would get an increase of $200 per month. Now, to get the latest on that, be sure to check out this video right here next as I go into detail on that, and I'll let you know where things currently stand, as we're hearing that President Biden is eyeing this, but he wants to see a couple changes made. So check that one out next, you guys, and as more information rolls out on all of this and stimulus checks and what's going on, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel on every single level, state and federal. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.